Well, that didn't take too long. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode on my channel. As always, I'm Jay, and today, guys, it's a quick update video on Spider-Man finally returning to the MCU. And the thing is that this was actually a pretty quick turnaround. A little while back, Sony and Marvel actually were trying to work out a new deal to keep Spider-Man in the MCU. Marvel wanted to split things 50-50. Of course, Sony, knowing that they had just made a $1 billion Spider-Man film for once, said, okay, well, we made out like a bandit on this, so we don't want to make any deals that's going to give them more money than what they're already getting from the merchandising rights. But cut to this past few days and weekend, and now they've come to an agreement. Now, it's not the 50-50 deal that Marvel initially wanted, but it is pretty substantial. From 5% of the original run. It's actually 25% of the profit from the entirety of the actual box office run for the films now. Really what is the biggest thing is, of course, Sony and Marvel have almost essentially kissed and made up, which is great. They're going to continue to work together. As far as I know, I mean, the different sources that are reporting haven't said if this is a temporary fix or if it's only going to run out after a certain amount of things. But what it is saying that Spider-Man is guaranteed for another go-round, and he is going to be staying in the MCU, and he is due for one more MCU film, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, and if I'm not, correct me down in the comments below. Other than that, very exciting news, very happy to see this, especially with the cliffhanger that they left in Far From Home, which, spoilers, it's the fact that Mysterio revealed to the world, essentially, that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. I know, right? That's crazy. My only concern is, again, falling back on, is this a temporary fix? Is it, not going to be long-lasting? What's to stop Sony from kind of pulling this again, or Marvel from pulling this type of deal situation again somewhere down the line? I really feel like Disney doesn't need that much more money. I say, keep this as a lifelong partnership. That way we can get a multitude of more Tom Holland Spider-Man films until inevitably they recast or reboot. Tom Holland really is my favorite Spider-Man on the live action. He's got the charisma, he's got the action, he's got all of the whole package, and he does remind you of Tobey Maguire. He does remind you of the strengths that Andrew Garfield had. But the great thing about this is because of his youth and because of how old he is, he's got a long-lasting line of films that he could potentially do. And this is great because this way you could actually explore the larger side of Spider-Man's narrative, and you can actually make many a film, and the sky's the limit as far as this is concerned. But all in all, guys, what do you feel about the news that Marvel and Sony have made up and that they are now officially back in business? And by the way, the third Spider-Man film is slated to come out in July 2021, so not too far off. And yeah, all I can say is I'm pretty excited with that little 1% of worry. But all in all, guys, this is fantastic news, and yeah. That's all I have to say for this video. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for joining me, and until next time, as always, I'm Jay, so take care.